And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show here at Model Kit Beginner. We have a look at the Chevy Bel Air 53 from Monogram. Now, when I did some research on this kit, it was interesting. The first came out in '78. Then I have a '88 version, a '91 version, a '99 version, 2008 and 2018 version. This box art does not show on ScaleMates. It must be after '95, because when we look over here, it says copyright 1995 by Bel Monogram. There's a similar box art which was popped in 1988, where the picture of this version is at the front, and there's a Bel Air 53. So yeah, this one I have to put up on ScaleMates. They don't know about this one. Very exciting. Anyway, it is a normal Bel Air which first popped out in 1978. This is after 1995, a repop from Bel Monogram. And as I say, it says here copyright 1995, so it must be after 1995. When after 1995? Well, that I couldn't figure out, but here we are. Front box, side box, here we go. It tells you a little bit about the Bel Air. Here we go, gives you a couple of pictures. Here's a different version, gives you a couple of wheel options and engine options. And there's again the stock one. And as we say, with the new format, we open the stuff together. Well, here we are. Let's put it all to one side, shall we? We always start with this, don't we? Let's put this to one side. The sprues. Quite a few parts have fallen off, as you might imagine. Tires. Decals. And more parts. Here we go. I'll show them all to you. And that is the box empty. Right, let's start with the instruction sheet. As we all know, the instruction sheet were not overly complicated, not from Monogram, not from AMT. It was kind of a fold-out sheet, so it starts right over here. It gives you a bit of a color call-out here at the bottom. Then right over here, we start building with 7. Ah, here we go. We start with 1. Interesting enough, we start with the suspension. Suspension parts. Here is the straight 6. Love a straight 6. Right over there. Here you have the wheels, and we get to the wheels in a moment. And has a radiator. And does it have a back seat? An extra back seat? No, not really. Back seat is molded in. I thought so. Right, here's the inside, interior. A couple of other options now you have, depending which one you built. And that is about it. That is about it. It's interesting. Now, this is now upside down. Here we go, and this is in here. Yeah. Anyway, these would be then the last couple, even with the wheel covers, if you choose to use them. Right, let's have a look at the parts. Decals, yeah, they're yellow. Let's not kid ourselves. They're very. Yeah, having said that, they don't look really cracked. Let's get the light a bit closer. Maybe make it a bit whiter. There we go. You see, I can do it. Just a tad warmer. Here we go. Yeah, they're not too bad. They are actually, I mean, it's a 90s kit, so yeah, they shouldn't be too bad. They're not thin. I don't know who made them. It's not this Bel. It's not the company who does the Bel decals today from Italy. So they had somebody else. It's a Monogram. It's not a real kit, so that's it. So here you are. Here is your decals. Need a bit of sun. Then we have a couple of loose parts. Let's get those over and done with. I'm not quite sure what they are. That covers something, maybe on the inside. There's a chrome front with the teeth right here, over there. It has a couple of dents and holes. So probably need to remove the chrome and rechrome it. These three things, I would believe, are part of putting the wheels on. I hope I have another one in there, otherwise I only have running it on 3 wheels. We obviously don't want that. Have a quick look at the tires. So these are very hard rubber tires. You probably will have your work cut out to get them over the rims once the rims are glued together. So you will have to glue the rims together with the tire. Very prominent seam here in the middle. They are branded Goodyears, and that is very nice. I love branded tires. I think that just adds a bit of reality. It adds something to the model if you have branded tires. Branded on one side, so if you don't like to have it branded, just put them in the other way around. Let's get to the chrome sprue. We had a look at one chrome piece already. Then here we have 2 sets of wheels, either stock or the street rod kind of look. You can go for that. Here we have the rear lights, covers, and part of the trim. Here, valve cover out of chrome, if you like that. Here, very nice. You have your Chevy signs. Here are the bumpers, front grille, and other parts like the light grille and the hood figure right over here. Actually very, very nice. Some of it is obviously like it always is. The chrome is not too bad, and you can see it's not a 78 chrome. It certainly is a 90s chrome. You'll see which of the parts. Yeah, for example, those. If you look at those, these will be standing out, so you will see them. So this cutting point will be seen, which means you will have to remove it. When you remove it, you remove the chrome, which means we first need to dechrome it. So some parts certainly have to be dechromed, and we will be doing that. Let's have a look at the sprues. There's all molded in red, as you can see. There's the radiator, inner wheels. There are your wheel covers. There's another valve cover if you choose to have that. Steering wheel. Very simple. There's that other wheel connection point over here. There's a battery. Geez, that looks like a bike battery. But obviously they were only 6 volt in those days. You have a distributor right over here. Now this is kind of falling off, so let's just take it off and put it in the box before it just flies off the sprue. Let's have a look at the dashboard. Yeah, that's a roughly seen. That's a 53 Chevy. You can do a little bit about that. Then here's the air filter. I would say it's probably an oil bath, 53. Then we have the belt assembly right over here. Then here, this splitter, if you want so, can be added if you decide to build the street rod version. And that's about it on this. Through a couple of parts of the engines, it looks like the oil filter and some other parts. Right, there is a sprue with the front bench right over here. Doesn't have single seats for the street rod version, so everybody has to do with the bench. And here are the headers. Then we have the engine itself. Everything else has fallen off here, but the 2 engine halves. And as I said, gotta love a straight 6. I like them. I always thought they were nice looking engines. Now everybody always raved about the V8. I love a straight 6. part of the suspension, which is also loose. Then we have the bottom plate, which is right over here. That's obviously where the engine goes. Here you can see what it looks like at the bottom. Built-in exhaust is what it is. Obviously that's not what we want, but yeah, we will survive that. And yeah, very strongly textured bottom. Here is the passenger tub. Yeah, ejector pin nuts here on the inside, which is probably par for the course. The rear seat molded in, and there are the pedals, and that's it as far as the pan is concerned. And then we have a look at this gorgeous body. Here's the bonnet right over here, and then we have this gorgeous body of the 53 Bel Air. Jeez, I forgot the name there for a second. 53 Bel Air, and as you can see, it's actually very nicely molded over there, so you can actually go and do Bel Air this very nicely. There is the boot, and they had boots in those days. Right, you can see the detail over here, molded in handles, as you expect for a kit from that vintage. And yeah, it needs some tender loving care. You can see right over here, see that there are quite a few of those spots on here which you will have to take care of and clean it up before you think of starting putting primer on this. Same here in front. There are some wild lines in here which we obviously need to remove before anybody would put some paint on this. I forgot to show you the windows. They were loose in the box, hanging, flopping around, so I got a little freezer bag. There's the back window is inside, the front window is here. Not as bad as the Corvair, but it's pretty rough. You can see it has been knocked about in the kit for quite a few years, so it will need some polishing and tender loving care. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was the kit review of the 53 Chevy Bel Air from Monogram. The last repop was in 2018, actually. There was a reboxed there in white, so you might still find this kit somewhere. There's a white Bel Air from 2018. This actually Monogram branding. Let me have a look here, that I don't tell you any nonsense here. Yeah, there she is. It's a 3-in-1. It's a so-called car show model, white with a burgundy roof, very pretty. So you probably still get that somewhere. This in particular is a mid to late 90s version, which doesn't even show a scalemates. And this is the one which I got the other day. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, ladies and gentlemen. You have yourself a wonderful day, and greetings from Cape Town. Cheers.